prayer candles at CVS and Walgreens. You may have been guided to light a prayer candle. Or you have certain practices. You may be praying Psalms 109, Psalms 35, Psalms 7. You could also be doing a lot of clearing, alchemization of energy. Whatever it is you're doing, you've been guided to do it for a reason. And while we are in spiritual court, your spirit guides are going, no, that's valid. The moves they were guided to make was valid because of what the type of opposition they were up against and why they were guided to make certain moves. Well, these entities, these individuals, these communities, the darker underling collective, these societies, organizations, and networks, they have no explanation, no reason on why they attacked you, other than they wanted control. They wanted power. They wanted what came with your destiny. Or they were feeling inadequate in comparison to you, so it was envy. Ooh! Destiny on the bottom, and Spirit said truth. Truth. They have no reason to want your destiny when they had their own. They had no reason to be attacking your mission. They had no reason to be attempting to deter you from your life's purpose here. Creative genius on the bottom. This is also divine intervention. With Aquarius energy, I know. And routine. So this lets me know well-known individuals could be in Aquarius, the New Year routine, but this is giving well-known individuals or individuals of a certain status who's losing their credibility. These are individuals that were attacking your route, or were tracking you to provoke and attack you, to stay stuck in certain cycles. Correct it. They said not to stay stuck. They were trying to push what they knew had fallen upon their own heads into your reality. They were tracking your routine. They were tracking your emotional responses and reactions to things in order to incite a tower. They were trying to provoke you within this routine that you have. So you may have had gang stalkers that were attempting to get a rise out of you at a grocery store or around where you live. Whatever this routine is that you have, these individuals were attempting to intercept your normal routine because they had been tracking you. They said not just intercept the routine that you have on a daily, the things that you go about with your daily routine, but this is also what routinely attacking and provoking you in an attempt to lower your vibration or align you with the tower or karma that they needed you to experience so they would be able to do some type of destiny swap. Yeah, it is giving controlled environment, yes. These individuals have been attempting to orchestrate many events in your life to where you would react. We got Mars Force. I was corrected. They were trying to provoke a war they weren't ready for. That's basically what Spirit said. To break it down, these individuals, had tried everything to get a reaction out of you, to get you to freak out, to get you to lose your motherfucking medulla, bitch. Like, these individuals needed you to align with the tower of chaos, because that's what they're experiencing, is chaos and calamity. So this was destruction and chaos directed your way that they needed you to align to. And exactly, it's giving yawn, like, this is the strategy, because you're a peaceful being. I'm not seeing, this is why they said they attempted to incite a war they weren't ready for, because you're a peaceful being. None of this shit has aligned with you. You've already cleared your karma. So anything that had been pushed into your reality previously only activated past life karma that needed to be cleared. So with these individuals' attempts to redirect their judgment your way, it has failed and only amplified their own judgment. So the war upon them is everything they have done in this lifetime being brought to the surface and them having to face it. They're well-known individuals. Is this partnerships. Well-known individuals that partner together that are going through exposure. These individuals' worst nightmares becoming a reality. They never wanted individuals to see them or what they had been doing. So you're seeing a lot of well-known individuals crash out. We talked about this over on YouTube. Walmart is losing billions of dollars. Target is losing billions of dollars. Starbucks just had to pay out a $50 million settlement not too long ago. Like, these massive perceived titans in this realm are taking heavy hits. And a lot of them, their worst fear is to go broke. Their worst fear is to be seen as predators. Because some of these individuals were doing things immoral acts, to, I gotta get into it. If this triggers you, there may still be some work that you need to do, but they were doing immoral acts in order to gain traction in this realm and to control those who they were able to put under an illusion of grandeur in order to fracture their soul. And I had to put it gently because I know many of us along this journey have been assaulted in that way, where the purification process was required in order to reinstate fragmented pieces of us that individuals attempted to take from us to keep us from stepping into these leadership positions. But what I'm speaking on is individuals in certain industries that were willing to give up that part of themselves in a intimate setting in order to gain fortune, in order to gain fame. And what they didn't know is that the individuals taking advantage of them were actually binding their soul and using the fragments for their own and for their own high vibrational experience here. And the reason I'm treading so lightly on that is because I know there are some individuals within these industries that watch me, and I know that may be a touchy subject, and I'm not saying that it is impossible to recall that part of you. I'm not saying that it is impossible to unbind yourself and unchain yourself from these entities that have been attached to you through these acts within these industries. But what I am saying is there was these individuals did compromise this part of themselves to obtain a certain position in life. And even though they had obtained that position in life, they were not happy because of how they were consistently reminded via these entities feeding off their trauma of what they had done to obtain it. While these handler energies or these individuals in control of the soul fragmented spirit were harnessing the fragments, were harnessing the essence, the purity of these individuals and capitalizing off of it to maintain a certain position in life, while shifting their karma off onto these unassuming individuals that had, in a sense, offered themselves up or been offered up as children to these individuals for monetary means or a certain amount of recognition. And these are individuals under judgment, and it looks like, yep, soul retrieval. The fragmented ones are retrieving their souls that had been heavily impacted with these experiences, while these individuals that were capitalizing off of the fragmented are being exposed for what they were doing behind the scenes. And this is also too, like we talked about over on YouTube, children's purity that they were using. And it seems like these individuals know that you know this, and you had a lot of individuals within these organizations, societies, and networks and communities that were attempting to break you so that you would never be seen as credible, and they could attach to you because of the purity of your spirit. You are prime supply. Your energy is something that these individuals have never seen before, and they were attempting to control and take from you. And the score has been settled. The score has been settled. I told you, change spirit. This is what they were attempting to do. Change your spirit, change your connection to the divine, obtain it for themselves. Exactly, can't stop destiny, but this was actually completely up to you. Whether or not you would answer the call and go through the process to reclaim yourself. Because I don't think you fully realized how many attachments you had with individuals that knew who you were, partially who you were. At least they knew the power that you held before you did. But they didn't know the extent that it would be activated through your ascension. These individuals are actually surprised that you hold this much power because they thought what you had before was incredible. And now they're seeing you in this very powerful, purified state of existing. Your advancement through your ascension is unlike any before. Not only are you a creative genius, but you are tapped into all realms. You are a multifaceted, multidimensional being who has lived the lifetimes required to be this in this lifetime. Jupiter return benefits. This is a world, I just talked about this over on YouTube. This is a worldwide judgment where individuals were consistently attempting to destiny swap with you, where they were attempting to destiny swap with you by aligning you to a tower to where they would be able to transfer their karma to you, what they're already going through. Because you are, you bring justice and you bring judgment, and a part of your destiny is with Jupiter return. It's the return of benefits to sacred souls. This is not just a return of your benefits. This is not just a return of the entirety of what you are in your essence. This is all those that did not recognize the type of binding they were under and the type of attachments they had with those that they were looking up to and those they were expecting to keep them safe. Because some of these individuals are officials. They're in the judicial system. And it's like the light workers that have faced persecution from these corrupted judicial system were an attempt to break light workers in order to steal their destiny, harvest from them, and keep them from reaching certain heights. So any light worker done an injustice in the judicial system is having that balanced out. And again, this is worldwide, where, yeah, it's being healed. Where you faced injustices, but you continue to advance and ascend and maintain your faith while assisting others, being of service to others, is now actualizing in your reality with the divine coming through, being of service to you and bringing you what will help you further advance in this realm and make and leave a massive impact. This is your legacy. While others are being wiped from history. We got these individuals, again, were attempting to push their life's debts onto you, their karma. And even though there was some that aligned with you that you needed to take on to clear your own, it only brought through and activated past life karma that needed to be addressed. Even though there were alignments here, you are no longer in alignment, which means these individuals can no longer transfer what they have racked up to anybody else. The more that you awaken individuals, the more these individuals cannot transfer their karma onto those unassuming. This is another weekend. They may be attempting something over this weekend, of course. But this is another reason why these individuals were attempting to stop the awakening, attempting to slow it down. The more souls awaken, the less scapegoats they have, spiritual scapegoats. So again, this Libra full moon really is going to be interesting because it is on Passover. It's coming through in Libra, which is justice. The scales will be balanced, and it's Venus Day, which is also Libran energy. It's like double Libran energy, double justice, double judgment, but it's also the unconditional love of the ethers being shown over your life. Leo, stronghold missing. With this Leo energy, it's giving like Lion of Judah. It's giving Lion of Judah. You breaking through, and I didn't realize there was a Sphinx head. They just showed me. There is a Sphinx head. I don't know if y'all can see it. Some of you may have Egyptian past lives that are coming into play right now. Egyptian ancestors breaking through the strongholds. Breaking through the strongholds that may have bound you in that life. With missing here. This is also individuals feeling like they can find the missing piece to taking you down. We talked about this over on YouTube. In one of your past lives. But again, the weakness of one past life is the strength of another, which is why the divine does not want us classifying ourselves as just a starseed, just an angel, just a high priest or high priestess, because you have been all. And the past lives that are being incorporated into this life, this is the reason. This is why these are being incorporated in the way that they are. So that you don't have a weakness. Your only weakness is God. Your only weakness is source, stability. What about this stability? There we go with Venus, Friday energy, Libran energy, stability of love, stabilizing in new higher vibrational, unconditionally loving timelines. This also adds up to 6. 38 is 11. 4 plus 11 is 6. That's 222 energy. This is also alignment with the connections that you are meant to make and who you are meant to lead and how others perceive you. It's also about your allure, your attractiveness, your essence. So this lets me know these individuals, you have stabilized any attacks made to discredit you. Any attacks made to skew the perception of you, of those that you were meant to be a guiding light to. And we got abundance here. Somebody spent quite a bit of abundance on this. They may have attempted to bind your abundance and your essence, your beauty, your handsomeness, your attractiveness, your allure, how you are perceived. And all of this has only amplified and added to these individuals' judgment, while it has added to how you are being seen, your allure, your stability, your abundance. Sacrifice, abundance. It just fell right on abundance. But it also fell on Venus love. So this was a part of a sacrificial ritual, possibly even an initiation these organizations, societies, and networks were attempting to put you through. They were not given consent to initiate you. That's what this was. You had already been divinely initiated when you were born. This initiation, you weren't meant to make it through the initiation they didn't have consent to put you through. You weren't meant to make it through because these individuals were attempting to harness your fertility, your essence, your energy, and disperse it amongst themselves. But this is where the Titan that you are, the powerful being that you are, was actually born. Through this sacrifice, you resurrected. I feel like this was the initial sacrifice these individuals had done that is backfiring on them now. Whatever initial sacrifice you went through by these elites, organizations, societies, or individuals trying to level up their rank within these organizations, societies, and networks, are facing the repercussions with how you've grown. This initiation went south. These were individuals that were laughing at you. They were mocking you. They were like, oh, you believe that you're one of us? Like, it's something about you believe, like, you knowing that you were meant to do big things in this world. And these individuals laughed at that. They mocked that. But they knew it to be true. They never thought that you would make it to it, though. So these individuals, without consent, initiated you, feeling as though you would never make it through, while they were laughing at the trials and tribulations you were facing with this attempt, not anticipating that your resurrection from this ritual being done, from whatever sacrifice these individuals invested in, would put them in this position, with you elevating in the way that you did. Ew. Judgment immediately. This, I don't like this, because what they're showing me is they wanted your essence, they wanted your destiny, they wanted your light, and they had gotten insight on it. But with the way that you had appeared to be, very naive, very unassuming, before this catalyst, before the brutality that hit your life at one point, it didn't appear to be like you were strong enough to achieve that destiny. They doubted you. Down bad, bounce back, yeah, I'm different. That's N1 by Cal Scruby, which that song goes hard too. But you were heavily underestimated, and this is why Spirit's saying they never saw this coming. Because the previous version of you, the Matrix mask that was stitched upon your face, because it seems like you were already awakened. You were already slightly awakened. But you always maintain this belief, knowing that you had been born different, that you were different for a reason, but knowing that you had a big purpose here, that you were going to be like a big name. You were going to be known for the legacy that you left here. Like, you knew that you were going to make a massive impact on this planet. You just didn't know how. You may have wanted to be a singer, a rapper, a model, a content creator, but I feel like that has shifted with your awakening and you overcoming the sacrificial ritual from the individuals in certain industries that felt like you didn't deserve to be there. They mocked your belief in you being one of them, which you were never meant to be one of them. You were meant to take them down. So this was all divinely orchestrated because these individuals had been initiating others, and knowing that the individuals they had initiated were not at a point where they would be able to make it through this initiation, which would cause massive upheavals in their life to where they would be experiencing towers that they weren't meant to bounce back from. But you bouncing back from this, you've downloaded, decoded and recoded these sacrificial rituals and initiations these individuals are doing, and instilled them in this realm, installed them within this realm, so that other light workers that had experienced this are bouncing back. And not only are they bouncing back, but they're realizing what had happened to them. That none of this was a coincidence, that none of what they went through was their fault. There are massive clearings happening with master alchemists and master transmuters, chosen, beautiful souls here that are recognizing this happened so that I would understand. This happened so that I could see. Others that weren't supposed to make it to the accelerated ascended state that you're at are moving into it very quickly because of this information that's been downloaded, recoded, and installed within this realm. I just heard you reloaded this realm so that the chosen, so that the divine could win. This was all put in place. This is all a part of the game. Their game. To keep others from succeeding by continuously putting them in a position to where they would have certain experiences that would keep them from succeeding. That would bind up their finances. That would keep them blinded. Blocking their intuition. Static in the crown. All of this was an attempt to maintain control in certain positions where you, being the catalyst to this control, the catalyst to breaking down this control, has awakened others in a way where they're moving into very successful positions because of what they're now overcoming, what they're now eating through with the coding placed in this realm. Friends, soul family, friends. Ooh, we didn't get into this part on YouTube. You have reloaded the game with new coding. You have reloaded the game for friends, high vibrational friends, other light workers, I won't even say starseeds because we've all been all. We've all had different lifetimes coming into play, but with these friends, these are energetic connections all across the globe that are now winning. We are winning. The light is winning. Coming through to balance the scales. Transfer of power. These individuals have lost control of a game they no longer understand. And it's all because you are a master coder. It's like a hacker. It's like these individuals were hacking the system, hacking the simulation, hacking the hologram in their favor by using energy, illusions, projections, and others' perception. And we came through as the decoders and the recoders going, no, I can break through this firewall. I can shut down these hackers. I got this. The glitch. They just said glitch. You're the glitch. And not only are you the glitch, it's like Trojan horse energy. You come through as the recoder. I don't know if you guys are coders or like if you're into like video games, but that's what I'm seeing. Is you're seeing through all the coding and you're going, nope, we're going to install this. We're going to install that. Break that down. That hacker's got nothing on me coming up against this. What is this? Voodoo? I got this. Download this, recode this, install this. All right, we're sending this global. This is what you just did. It is giving the Matrix like Neo. And Neo, Neo was a coder, wasn't he? He was a hacker. Yes. That is literally what this is giving. And these individuals with their outdated systems can't keep up with what you're doing. They're like, holy shit, they just downloaded this. They just recoded this. We got another wave awakening. Like, they're panicked because all of a sudden their systems are crashing. Ooh. And we had quite a few glitches over on YouTube, so now that's making sense. Their systems are crashing. They can't reprogram the game to where they're the only ones winning. We're now the ones with the controller. And God made it this way. Again, with this sacrificial ritual that was done on you by these individuals, this was the biggest mistake they could have ever made because they underestimating you was the biggest mistake they could have ever made. Should have updated the hardware. They didn't have the update though. We did. We did with our awakening, with our light, with our understanding, with our connections. They may have connections in the physical, but we got all the connections we need in the ethers. And this is why spiritual court is going the way that it is. Because these individuals' rap sheet is being pulled, and everything they had done was out of greed. Was out of gluttony, vanity. They have no reason for why they were trying to keep the awakening from happening. They have no reason for why they were doing this many destiny swaps. They have no reason for being as corrupted as they have been. None. While you had every reason to protect yourself, you had every reason to call judgment down upon these individuals, you had every reason to recode this realm as a God-ordained co-creator. You had every reason to take charge, lead the charge of the divine revolution, and lead light workers to victory. You had every reason. And your reason was selflessness, service, justice. Because you knew something was wrong. Why are light workers not winning? Why are light workers being stagnated? Why are light workers being oppressed? There's something wrong. Why are the worst people in positions of prosperity, of recognition? Why are these the individuals that are having children look up to them when they're pushing a certain agenda? This is not right. And you recoded this. You said, exactly, divine restoration. With this reload of this realm, this is restoration, because this has been reloaded with divine coding. Coding these individuals cannot break down. It is encrypted divine coding. Saturn return. And this is why they can't beat their karma. This is why they can't outrun their karma. This is why there are no loopholes or cheat codes to running from karma. Only you have the cheat codes, and you use them accordingly. You don't use cheat codes to beat anything that you must face. You use the cheat codes to use what you have to face to recode this realm. Your cheat codes are enlightenment. Your cheat codes are an extension to the divine. Your cheat code is the path of the straight and narrow. Ooh! Moon soul. It fell on the ground. This is what you don't see. I believe and soul. These individuals are watching all of the harvested essence, all of the harvested souls go back to the believers, go back to the chosen. So what you don't see, but what you are feeling is these individuals are going through heavy amplified judgment because of how many souls have been recalled. They have gone back to their origin. And I don't know if you called judgment over this, but I did. I said judgment over each and every individual that is harvesting soul stars and destinies of those that deserve to win. Let them be released. Let my people go, basically. So if you did, this call was heard. That information was downloaded. Many light workers are going, I call back my energy. I call back my power. I call back my destiny. And I set up energetic, angelic, godly boundaries around me so that nobody can gain access to it. Your energy has been encrypted. And everybody that is doing this, their energy has been encrypted. They're clearing karma, they're stepping out of any alignment these individuals were using to project and transfer. And this is massive. Like I said, you're already seeing big ass corporations getting hit. We just talked about the other day, and I talked about it again over on YouTube. Sorry, there's a hair in my eye. Somebody's trying to be nefarious, but it's not happening. We just talked about these big-ass titans, these corporations, these organizations getting hit. And I just talked about this over on YouTube. I talked about this the other day, where Walmart is losing billions of dollars. Target is losing billions of dollars. CEOs are resigning. You got celebrities out here crashing the fuck out and being an absolute mess. You got individuals not handling the repercussions of their actions well, because this is a war they weren't ready for. Aries energy, I am. I think. I am what I think. I am what I know. And you're thinking clearly now. This lets me know that your thoughts are manifesting very quickly. You could even be thinking judgment over these individuals. Exactly. Wealth transfers are here. This is also individuals now realizing what they thought you are, what they thought you were, was completely different than what you truly are. Again, they underestimated you. What they thought, I heard they're now eating their words. What they thought, ooh, especially with Aries energy out here, what they thought was their own destruction because of their ego, their entitledness. Divine Revolutionary. What they thought, you were weak, you were naive, you'd be an easy target. You had prime energy, but you didn't even know what you held. That's why I was staring at this like, ooh, with what they were showing me. Because it's like these individuals could sense the energy from you, could sense the power from you. But this was at a time where you weren't fully awakened. You may have still wanted, like, to connect with a karmic partner. You may have still been looking at social media as though it's real. Like, oh my God, like, I want that type of life. Like, I want a mansion. Like, you weren't fully there. So these individuals were looking at you like a little bunny rabbit. They underestimated where this would take you and what would happen if they did this. Because of what you were still mentally wrapped in, especially with I think. It's kind of given, I don't know what song that is, but he goes, I wish it was a little bit taller, wish I was a baller, wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her, wish I had a rabbit in a hat and a bat. And I don't remember what song that is, but it's kind of like you were still sitting there wishing, not realizing you had the power as a co-creator to pull those timelines in. But by the time you realized you had that power, you didn't want the things you had previously wanted. And the things that you had previously wanted, these individuals knew were an illusion. Too Short, I Wish. It's by Too Short. I'm glad you guys know what song I'm talking about. I Wish by Too Short. I'm going to have to look that up and listen to it because I haven't in years. But it's like things like that. Or is it by Skilo? It's Skilo? I'm going to have to look up who it is. It's by Skilo. I wish it was a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller. Wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat and a bat. I'm going to have to go listen to that. Because I haven't heard that in years. That was the jam. But it ties into this message again. These individuals viewed you as still being wrapped up in the matrix. Still being a part of the simulation. So they felt like if you weren't going to access this power they could feel inside of you, they were going to take it. And they were going to push everything into your reality where you would never make it. Ooh, bars. And that was the biggest mistake of their motherfucking life. Because you are a chosen divine revolutionary leader. And this just puts you on the path to leadership. This puts you on the path to enlightenment. This puts you on the path to completely breaking out of the simulation and never looking back. Instead of, like, you broke out of the simulation and then you brought an army back to completely demolish it. They never knew that it would lead to this. With this solar eclipse, things are being completely eclipsed out. Their bloodlines, their corrupted legacies. I heard stolen legacies. Their stolen legacies. Their empires they built off of the legacies and destinies of others. All of it is crumbling. All of it is crashing. And this is exactly divine justice. Where you were, yep, the infrastructure. Where you were the one to infiltrate their infrastructure. We got Libra coming out, balance. And again, we've got a Libra and full moon coming up on Friday, which is also Passover. So this judgment is going to pass over your threshold while this justice is coming right through for you. You went from seeking for self to seeking for humanity, seeking justice for humanity. This went from a call to what I want through this initiation that you have escaped, through this initiation that was not given consent, these individuals did not get consent to do on you. Through this initiation, your ideologies changed. And they were meant to. Because of the power that would be activated within you to use for humanity and what you could pull in for this realm. And the judgment you would be able to bring down as God's gavel, God's right-hand man or woman, on these individuals that you needed to see clearly instead of wanting to be one of them. At one point, you wanted to be one of these little... Let me be nice. At one point, you wanted to be like these individuals, like these entities, like these musky muskrats and derelict ducks. Because you weren't seeing them as musky muskrats and derelict ducks. Okay? Now you see them for what they are. And now you know you were never meant to be one of them. And now you know that they always wanted to be you. They needed to be you to be them. How sad is that? They needed to be you to be them. Damn. Taurus, I have. Virgo energy, I analyze. Some of y'all got a Taurus. Isn't Michelle Lemie a Taurus? I'm pretty sure she is. Some of you have a Taurus practitioner, Virgo energy, or this could be a Virgo, that's analyzing you. They have what? What they got? Let me see. They thought they had the power to change everything. This individual, this practitioner, is receiving messages of concern that what they sent your way is not working. Exactly. This next attempt is fatal, because that's the fatality they expected for you. This Virgo, and it's Hermit energy. Hermit is about knowledge and wisdom. Especially with Black Moon Lilith, it's giving occult energy. So whoever this Virgo or Taurus practitioner is that's been analyzing you, they've been using different occult practices in order to break into your energy and disrupt your destiny by causing some type of ending, fatality. This energy is desperate to prove their... This is definitely giving Michelle Lemie a little bit. Because that definitely sounds like an individual that would be trying to prove that they're as powerful as everybody believes that they are. This is a well-known, well-paid practitioner that is out here obsessing and breaking they gears. Breaking they back. Trying to attack. Trying to do something to you. Pluto, this was supposed to be a fatality. Pluto transformation landed in the reverse. Pluto is Scorpionic energy. Scorpio energy, tower, death. So this was supposed to align you with the tower that would cause a fatality. In the reverse, it has been reversed. This is one of the individuals that is in alignment with this karmic debt that needs to be paid with those that they associated with and the practices upon their rap sheet that are being pulled. So I'm not surprised. North Node Life's purpose. They were coming up against your purpose for this world. I see. Something about they've been attempting to monitor your body, and they're seeing that you're glowing. They were monitoring your light, seeing if they were able to drain your essence. They have not. They just added years to your life. So you're going to be on this earth for longer, doing your purpose for longer. Fire element, desire. And then we've got Capricorn energy. So desire can also signify the devil. Desire, obsession. Capricorn energy, Capricorn in the tarot deck is also the devil. So this individual was trying to use that. This is who they worship in this realm. That sucks. They picked the losing team. Satan got his ass repeatedly kicked by Archangel Michael. I don't know what they thought. This is repeatedly choosing the losing team. This is why I'm tired of reading on these energies, because this is literally the separation here. Trying to affect your mind and affect the way individuals view and perceive the messages that you are relaying. So I'm not surprised that these individuals... You know what? Hold on. Let me look something up real quick. I was looking up where Michelle Lemie is French, but she was born to an Algerian family. There's a reason to this. Hold up, y'all. Algerian magic specializes in sorcery and black magic. Oh. So they specialize in sorcery and black magic. Interesting. That's what I had to look up. And then all of a sudden my eye starts twitching. Okay. I'm gonna have to look deeper into that. It's widely believed in practice in Algeria. Okay. Now we know. Now we know. Because I was picking up on a heavy hitting practitioner here. So that is not a coincidence. Seems like quite a few individuals were making deals with a sorcerer or a sorceress. Okay. Sorry. It's not funny. It is kind of funny. Kept picking the losing team, but it looks like the divine really let these individuals perceive themselves as being powerful and as though they were winning when the world was cloaked in darkness, when there were multiple individuals in alignment with the energetic work they were doing. So this is one of the individuals, could be Michelle and me, could be individuals that specialize in sorcery, in black magic. Because you got Haitian voodoo practitioners out here too being a mess. I know we Googled what type of magic was in France too, not too long ago, so that's kind of making sense a little bit. When we were lost, exactly. But you were no longer in alignment to this. This is why you were having the intent and the entities redirected while you're alchemizing the energy of what was directed your way. And this is why these individuals are up in arms right now, because of what is happening, these backfires that are occurring, this judgment that is coming down, and the fact that you are not affected is driving them insane. Because there was supposed to be an ending to your mind. I'm also getting CIA energy out here with their MK Ultra, their mental manipulation, their energetic manipulation, their energetic mental manipulation, and their high frequency weaponries. Again, we got black magic. Oh, I said black magic. I meant to say Black Moon Lilith mystery. But that was not a coincidence. It fell on mind. A lot was being done to affect your mind and to affect the way others perceive you and how they're registering the information you're relaying. So these individuals, heavy under judgment while you were sitting in spiritual court, unfazed. Yes, and judgment immediately. Scorpio transformation, you could be going through a death and rebirth. Anubis is on this card. I'm also getting Hecate because Hecate is the mother. You may have Hecate on your team. You may be seeing Hecate's name a lot. This beautiful being has chosen you. And she is one that specializes in magic. She's also one that specializes, she's the guardian of the crossroads, and she specializes in rebirth, transformation, and wisdom. Because we also have Thoth out here, which is wisdom. And occult, I almost said occult information. Ancient wisdom. And ancient occult information. So some of you may resonate with that. Again, these are guides you didn't ask for. They were just assigned to your team, and they see your heart. I'm also hearing protector. So we got Anubis, we got Thoth, Hecate came through. There's also Lilith out here. And again, I personally don't worship any of these beings, but when they come through for me, I receive them in the way that the Most High has aligned me to receive them. Because again, if you're calling on certain beings, that could blow up in your face. If they're not assigned to you, they could really wreak havoc in your life. This is why I always go to the Most High with who has been aligned, who has been assigned to me. You don't ever want to be out here calling on random deities. You don't want to be out here working with random deities if these beings have not been assigned to you specifically by the Most High, because of the type of havoc they could reap in your life. It's offensive to try and force them to do things in your reality they weren't assigned to. And they will take that as an offense. And that will also add an offense to your rap sheet in spiritual court. Don't do that. Go to God first. I go to God about everything. And this is why I have been brought to this channel of this message, because it seems like these individuals have been calling on shit left and right with their dark lord, their dark whatever the fuck they worship over here. Whatever they doing is now wreaking havoc in their life, along with the judgment they're receiving, because they had no right to be using certain ancestral ties against the unassuming and the innocent. That was not a part of their job. They were not meant to abuse their positions and their gifts to acquire wealth, fortune, and recognition, or control and power. So now these beings, it seems like you have assisted those that were chained to these practitioners. Those that were being manipulated by these practitioners, you've broken them out of that binding, to where these practitioners have no control over the beings that they were using to attempt to infiltrate your mind and affect the innocent, while maintaining certain contracts for individuals that came to them for fame, fortune, recognition, a relationship. Damn, wait, that kind of hit heavy. That just registered for me what's going on here. This backfire is happening in the worst way, exactly. Return to sender, but not of the energy, the intent, and the entities. And with the return of these entities, you have shattered the binding around these entities that were keeping them under the command of these individuals. However, they were using to, whatever they were using to control these entities could even be an amulet they were wearing, some type of tattoo they had gotten, something they were doing to try and manipulate these beings consistently to do their bidding. And you master this shit. You have this with the lifetimes that you've lived. You have mastered all arts, including like the dark arts. I won't even say you may. In a past life, you have been a dark practitioner, a dark priest. You may have this in your lineage. You may have like voodoo or hoodoo may be in your lineage. Whatever this is, you have mastered it, but you don't abuse it. That's the thing. The reason this is classified as dark arts is because of the intention. With what you are doing is light work, and whatever you are being guided to do. While these individuals are lighting their evil, dark, malicious, curse and hex you candles, you're over here lighting your prayer candles, and that's completely canceling out the intention. It's like you have mastered this realm. You have mastered the spirit and the material. And you were meant to. Again, these past lives are coming into play this lifetime because of what you were up against. So if this is a heavy-hitting practitioner like Michelle Lamy, you were prepared for this individual. You were prepared for the lineage this individual came from. You were prepared for what they would throw at you because of the lifetimes you have lived. Faith. And it's like your entire spirit team, your entire ancestry was betting on you, because they knew that you would be up against some long-standing occultists, some long-standing, living lifetimes as a dark individual, priests and priestesses. Like what you were up against, these individuals felt like they had mastered all of. If this is like the Illuminati, so many individuals feared the Illuminati because of their ability to manipulate the minds of others, their ability to get individuals hit without touching them. And if you have these individuals, you give them too much credit. I do, don't I? I'm not giving them any credit. I'm just saying these are individuals that this is how they saw themselves. Like I said, the Illuminati, yeah. All of these individuals were afraid of the Illuminati. All of these individuals were like, oh, don't say that. The Illuminati's going to take you out. You know how many times these motherfuckers have tried? You know how many times these motherfuckers have tried? You're the one that they can't knock out. You're the one that they have tried to energetically set up alignments to where you would be in some type of accident, and you keep coming out unscathed. There have been multiple attempts to influence you mentally. There have been multiple hits, John Wick style, placed on your motherfucking head, and you keep going, whoop, I woke up today. I bet you bitches is mad because I woke up today. You keep waking up, you keep leading the revolution, and you keep changing this realm to where they're losing power left and right. Exactly, it's given, not even the Baba Yaga, it's given John Wick, worse than the Baba Yaga. And this is what they never saw coming, is the fact that you would use everything directed towards you to change the world they thought they had control over, to recode the game they thought that they were keeping others in. And now all of a sudden they're playing it and they don't know what buttons to push. They don't know what the archive for this game holds for them. Creativity. Looks like the Divine's getting real creative with how this game is being set up for them. In the same way they tried to set it up for us. So we got creativity and second house owning with messages. These individuals got real creative trying to shut you up because of what you were reminding individuals they owned. Reclaiming their soul. And there's a message of concern to these individuals that were getting creative that more has been called back. We got sensing and communication with I feel, roots, blessings, reinvention, and fortune increase. These individuals are receiving a message with what they've been picking up on, what they've been feeling. This feels like death is breathing down their neck, like this feeling that something else is about to happen. I was going to say something bad, but this is something else. There are already things happening in these individuals' reality where they're like, more is coming. This isn't the end. This is just the beginning. Because they now realize that these blessings have been called back to its origin. Part of fortune with blessings and reinvention. These individuals can no longer root or tie or bind in order to achieve blessings and fortune. Because there is a worldwide reinvention occurring. And you are the lead of this. You terrify these individuals because of what they're seeing orchestrated around your name. Some of these individuals have brought up your name to other groups, and these groups have gone, no, don't touch that individual. Don't. The last time somebody from our organization touched that individual, they wound up in the casket. Don't do it. Something like that. Something like your name, where at first it was a joke, at first it was laughable, has now become something that these individuals are choking on. Something that these individuals fear. Which is funny because they shouldn't be fearing your name. They should be fearing your backing. Put respect on the Most High's name. They should be fearing God. And it's like these individuals don't want to believe that the Most High ordained you for this position. That you are the Most High's wrath incarnate. They don't want to believe in a God, so they're targeting you because they feel like you are the root of the problem. But you were just what was to bring their darkness to the surface. Again, you are just the Most High's wrath. But you are also the Most High's unconditional love on this planet. You are a dual being. And this is why all of these deities, all of these beings respect you. You are literally a direct extension of the Most High. And you are leading this revolution, and you're doing a great job. Like these individuals, again, they don't want to believe that there's a higher power. So they're looking at you like you are all powerful. But you get this power from the Most High. And you're using it as assigned. Exactly, I'm here on assignment. Exactly. You are using it as ordered. You're being obedient. So again, you only unlock these powers and achieve these powers via the Most High. If you were like these individuals, you would not have gotten shit but an ass whooping. Oh my God, if you started abusing your powers at this point, it would be a bad time for you. With as knowledgeable as you are and wise as you are, it'd be a bad time. You would get the worst karma. Which is why you tread, I don't know about y'all, but I tread very, very carefully with every move that I make. I always go to the Most High and ask, is this something that needs to be done? Is this something that you would like me to acquire? Even when it comes to my prayer candles, I will pray about it. And I will go, all right, if this is something that you need me to acquire or need me to do, talk to me, show me, speak to me, give me a sign, let me know. And there are oftentimes, if you hear a big booming voice and it gives you chills and you're in immediate, that's God's voice. The best way to explain it is like thunder. Thunder in your ear, where it is undeniable. That's God's voice. That is Source's voice. You will hear that, or your spirit team, your spirit guides will communicate to you. They will show you signs. If you're like me and you're a psychic intuitive as well as a medium, they will pop up. They will talk to you. You will hear them. They'll let you know, this is something you need to acquire, but you need to acquire this with it, and you need to pray this Psalms over it. But you will always receive instructions. You will always receive guidance. And this is what these individuals want, but can't have. What comes with being a direct extension to Source. Because they're not connected to Source. They worship something darker. And with your connection, You have achieved heights these individuals would only obtain through a connection to you. And this is why your energy is so prime. It is prime supply for lifetimes, because these individuals were capitalizing off of the unassuming. Individuals that hadn't awakened or activated to the point that you have had. So if they were able to, like, these individuals have been destiny swapping and siphoning from hundreds of thousands, if not millions of individuals that hadn't hit the level that you would hit, that were still sleeping. They were only gaining access to portions of their North Node, portions of their Soul Star. But you being in your North Node, like, sacrificing you, if they were able to, would literally supply them for lifetimes. And this is the desperation around your name, around your destiny, because you are the prophecy. I hope that makes sense in the way that they conveyed it, because it's like these individuals were obtaining millions and obtaining fame and certain positions of prosperity and power and accessing certain gifts they shouldn't have had access to through thousands and millions of soul stars. But they couldn't obtain the complete soul star because a part of you was already walking in a part of your destiny. So there was always a fragment that was yours. There was always that desire in your heart. Like, I'm going to be, like, even when you were asleep, you're like, I'm going to be well known. I'm going to make a massive impact on this planet. I'm going to leave a legacy. That was you walking in a part of your destiny. That was you having like a pinky toe in that bitch. So they couldn't take the whole thing. But you being in that bitch and you seeing them and you having the type of influence you have over this realm, these individuals are like, I wouldn't care about all the souls all the soul fragments I'm losing. I wouldn't care about all the soul fragments that are being called back to its origin if I had yours. That's how important your energy is here. That's how important your soul is here. And how these individuals would be able to heal from having your soul, from having your gifts, the control they would be able to have over this realm, which is another reason why they wanted to stop the awakening, because there are certain levels these individuals know that with the awakening you hit, that they can no longer influence you or have access to you, but it takes courage to get there. You gotta be strong. I can't tell you all the shit that I've gone through where I was like, oh my God. You gotta really, you gotta really have strength. You gotta really have strength to walk the path and narrow, because being out in the wilderness, being in your Job season, is some freaky shit. It's scary. What does he say? Scary, spooky, crazy, hilarious. Yeah, all of that. All of that. Like, well, I know we have been through some shit, but again, it was orchestrated for our highest vibrational good, and for us to understand and hold gratitude for the position we had walked into as a leader, walking others through that path that was terrifying for us to be on. Because I know through being homeless, like at one point that was one of my biggest fears, is homelessness. And I know God put me in that position to show that there is nothing that you should be afraid of but me. And now the thought of being homeless is like, well, just connect me to the Most High. I know that, like, any circumstance I would be put in that I used to hold fear of, God made me face it. And at one point that was one of my biggest fears, is homelessness. And now I look at it and I'm like, connection to God. What do you need me to know? What was I doing wrong? Where do I need to address? What are you pulling me away from? Where are you guiding me? Where are you leading me? Like, what do I need to know in this moment? It's no longer looked at as something that is like, oh my God, this is the worst thing that could possibly happen to me. This is now like, okay, this is where I need to be right now. We going somewhere. What do I need to look at? With every circumstance that evoked fear in you that could have later been used against you by these elites and these organizations, God had you face them. And it was a part of the karma that needed to be cleared, and it was putting you in a position to be pulled away from everything that wasn't meant to go where you're going. And I'm proud of you as well. I'm proud of each and every one of you. And the reason I bring this up is there are some light workers right now that are homeless and that are terrified or in shelters. They're going through things or sleeping in their car where they don't know how the fuck they're going to make it. And they're losing hope. But to hear your story, like, no, I used to be homeless, but God led me here. Like, the homelessness was worth it because of what I learned while I was homeless. How I got a deeper connection to God. How I activated. I don't think I would be in the power that I am today. I don't think I would hold this much power that I do if I hadn't have been homeless. Because it required me to go through some shit, starve. Like, this was a fast I didn't ask for. This was a long fast. I know those of you that have been with me for a while, you saw how fucking thin I was, how I should have died. It's by the grace of God that I didn't, because I didn't have any fucking water. I didn't have any food. That was a fast I didn't ask for, but I activated. I went through a death and rebirth that I can't explain. I literally died and came back as this. And it's like, being in that position, I wouldn't have activated in that way. I wouldn't have been reborn as this being, this powerful divine being, if I hadn't have gone through that. Exactly, it was a resurrection. And there are individuals looking up to, we got prosperity. There are individuals looking up to you right now, where you're at, with what they're going through, going, if they made it, I can too. And that is a part of their awakening, is to see you. This is how you're being a leader, is you're showing you're overcoming. You're showing it's all a part of the testimony, it's all a part of the activation, it's all a part of the rebirth and the resurrection. And it puts you in a position to be pulled away from individuals, people, places, and things that were not of your highest good, that were keeping you in cycles of distraction and illusion to keep you from your true potential. So all of what was done was to get you to this point to where you could lead others through what they're going through and show them, if I made it, you can too. Prosperity. And it has led you to being very successful, being very spiritually wealthy and physically wealthy. You have acquired a lot of knowledge along the way, and this knowledge has led you, they said, a prophet as a prophet. This has put you in a position to the provisions being given, put you in a position to receive the provisions that are now being given with this wealth transfer to change the world. One of the things that I want to do is really crack down on women's shelters and make them more harmonious for those in them. I want to be able to change those that have to stay in women's shelters. I want to create a sanctuary for those that may be homeless, where they can go and get a warm meal, where they can go and get any type of rehabilitation that they need. I want to put in place a sanctuary for homeless animals, so they're not passing away in this heat or in the cold. There are many things I want to change in this realm with this prosperity. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I know you do too. I know you look at the way the world has gone. What's happening in, schools. The funds that have been cut from what would be expansive to our children's souls, and how their psyche is being affected with them being taught in the exact same way, because we're not the same. There should be different learning methods for children that learn differently. There should be more individuality and uniqueness within school systems. There should be upgrades in women's shelters and in shelters in general, so that you're not, like, when I was homeless, there were, and this was, no, I'm going to bring this up. It's hard to talk about with what you've seen, because in women's shelters, it's sad. This is another reason why I chose to just remain where the fuck I was at than go to a shelter, because they take everything from you. There are so many shelters that, especially where I was previously, that would take necklaces that you had that could be seen as a weapon or used as a weapon. They'd go through your shit. They'd take shit from you. They'd abuse you. The food would be shit. The way that they would have you sleeping, it's awful. It's inhumane. And those are the things that I feel like should be changed and will be changed with the positions that we are being put in. The way that animals are treated. I want to do no shelters. Be able to give them a life. I want to be able to put in place in the school systems individual learning, so that the kids that may feel like there's something wrong with them can learn that they're different. They learn different. They were meant to be unique. I want us to rely less on big pharma and pharmaceuticals to fix an issue that could be addressed with meditation. with trauma clearing, with therapy, and high vibrational therapy, because there's a lot of low vibrational therapists that just do their job for monetary means. That just tell you there's something wrong with you and then prescribe you something. I want our children to grow up in a world where they can really expand, they can express, they can live. I want pets, these little furry angels, these little furry galactic angels, to have a space to where they're safe and their life is seen as sacred. I want the homeless to have a place where they can go to sleep, have a warm meal, and be rehabilitated if that is what is necessary. Where they're not judged for the situations they are in. Where there are therapists that work within these shelters that are able to work with those that may be mentally struggling. To have a safe space to vent, to be heard in the way that they've been silenced. This is everything that we are changing. This is the protection that is being placed over this world. Yeah, and less pollution. Cleaning up the beaches, the seas. This is everything that we're working on. This is everything that we're stepping in positions, these prosperous positions to change. We are the protectors of this realm. We are the architects, the recoders, the leaders. And this is what individuals in these positions wanted to keep us from recognizing, acknowledging, and stepping into. Is the changes that are necessary. Y'all, and don't get me started on the healthcare system. Don't get me started. Because there are places where healthcare is free. Don't get me started on the type of, just basically how these individuals have been fucking us over. And have been getting away with it. Not only fucking us over in the spirit, but the physical as well. So that they can maintain certain positions. So that they can pocket prosperity. So that they can live a certain life, and so that their bloodline can live a life they did not earn. And we're coming for it all, steadfast. Our team is coming for it all. Wealth transfer, power transfer. The world is changing, and this judgment coming down swift on all those that thought they would be able to pocket off of other individuals' trauma and pain. That should have been there to help. Should have been there to assist in growth. But instead, were corrupted by what came with their positions and began to abuse it. Yep, it's all about reorganizing. We got achievement. Achievement unlocked. Reaching new heights. Achieving new heights. And changing this realm. You're going to help others achieve. Where they were limited. Where they were oppressed. Where they were scrutinized for their belief in their dreams. AKA attainable goals. We got to stop calling them dreams. You are here to create openings for others to achieve in the way that you are. And you're being looked up to as an inspiration, as a divine representative. Insight, as a divine representative. You see what you need to see, and it is a priority to change this reality with the blessings that you acquire. You're the change the world wished for. Harmony and concentration. A lot of individuals are focused on what in the fuck is going on with you right now. How are you this balanced? How are you pulling in this timeline? How is nothing having an effect on you? You're at peace. You're harmonizing this energy. And you got a lot of individuals watching you and scrutinizing every move, praying that you align with something that you never will. Well, it's like they're looking so hard they don't see. They're looking so hard that they don't see the tower that they're about to experience. They're looking so hard that they don't see. It's like they don't see. They can't see. Exactly, can't see. Looking so hard they can't see. Looking so hard they've been blinded. Yes, Pamela, blinded. This obsession has led to their demise. Like they're blinded. That's yes. Looking so hard they can't see. Looking so hard. Divine, give me, I was going to say, give me a better way to explain this. They channeled it to me. These individuals were so focused on you, they didn't see that their harvest was burning. They didn't see that their sheep had fled. They didn't see that everything around them was being stripped, was being destroyed, because they were so focused on you. They were looking so hard they didn't see. Thank you. Generosity. They were looking so hard to see what you were being given that they didn't see that what was being taken from them is what was being given to you. Wow. Be open to receive. Your perseverance has paid off. What you are feeling happening in the spirit, what energy you're sensing around you is what you're about to experience. And they said worldwide judgment, but worldwide justice. What you are feeling in the energy right now is other individuals trying to anchor down in what they know is about to sweep them off their feet. While they're going to watch you achieve heights, they tried to keep knocking you down from ever succeeding. They tried to knock you down from ever reaching. The mountain you have been climbing, wondering what was at the top of it, or if what was at the top of it would be worth it, you're about to see. You're about to see. Embrace and touch. What you thought was going to take longer for you to achieve, for you to receive. You're going to be overlooking all that you've done on this planet at the top of that mountain and realizing it was all worth it. We know that you hold gratitude, and we know that you know this journey has been worth it. With the gratitude you hold for the experiences you have and everything that you acquired. Continue to be grateful. And also give thanks to what you're about to receive. Nurture. Because we're taking care of you right now. Again, we in spiritual court. And in spiritual court, the divine is going to shut up. Our spirit guides are going to shut up. Let us talk for you. You sit over there and do some arts and crafts. Okay? You sit over there and meditate. You sit over there and pray. You sit over there and hold gratitude, because we got this. You don't need to say a word in spiritual court. We're going over everybody's rap sheet. Just know that you're being nurtured. All right? Just sit in the courtroom and do some arts and crafts. Just sit back and relax. Yes, do your return of intent and entities while you're alchemizing this energy. But right now, don't you worry about a thing. Don't you speak over nothing. I won't say don't speak over nothing, but we talked about this over on YouTube. Don't be praying over your opposition, basically. Being like, as we talked about over on YouTube, being like, hey, why is who I thought my twin flame? Why is who I thought my twin flame or my counterpart over there getting judgment? I'm praying over that prayer. That's my divine masculine. That's my divine feminine. And Spirit's going, shut up. No, it's not. You've been praying over this individual that's actually been your opposition instead of your ally. Stop. This is Spirit going, we're going to show you your enemies. And with who we show is your enemy, including these elites and these well-known individuals, these celebrities, these billionaires, these millionaires. With what is happening to them, your words your pearls should not be cast among swine. This is basically the divine being like, shh. We in spiritual court, you're seeing them go through judgment. You're seeing what is happening over there. You better not be casting your pearls amongst the swine. Thinking that's your counterpart, or that's somebody that was supposed to be a part of your existence. That's my neighbor. Shut up. Yeah, that individual may have been your neighbor, but they were definitely opposition. They were not your ally. So this is the Most High showing you the transformation that others are going through and the transformation you're about to go through. And basically do your arts and crafts. Pray over your household. Pray over your babies, your fur babies. Mind your business. Read your Psalms. And be quiet. Ground yourself. Enjoy what you're receiving. Know the power that you hold, but also, again, don't be casting your pearls amongst the swine that, like we talked about on YouTube, are attempting to hide themselves under the hem of your garment. Because y'all know, and again, I talked about this on YouTube, so I apologize if it's slightly redundant to those of you that came over from YouTube. But y'all know when that lady was like, she was sick, and she's like, I just need to touch Jesus' garment. And as soon as she touched his garment, the hem of his garment, she was healed. And he turned around like, who touched my garment? I felt energy leave my body. Who did that? He was mad. He was like, who the fuck touched my garment and took some of my energy? Who did this? And the lady was like, oh my God, it was me. I was sick. I didn't want to ask you. I just felt like if I touched you, I'd be healed, and I was. I'm sorry. And he was like, don't fucking do that. Why would you do that? Don't do that again. What's wrong with you? This is what is happening with these individuals that are attempting to hide from judgment and run from judgment. They want to hide under the hem of your garment. They just want to touch your garment to be healed. They just want to touch your garment to not go through the judgment they're going through, or at least lessen the burden. He did. He did slap her hand and said, absolutely not. Don't do that. I'd be mad too. I'd be like, what the fuck? I told y'all don't touch me, and you touching me. Why would you do that? You blatantly went against. You blatantly went against what I had told you. And he wasn't furious, but you could tell that he was irritated when you read it. You could tell that he was like, listen, why would you touch the hem of my garment? In the way that he asked her, you could tell that Yeshua was upset. That he was like, you know better than to do that. Why didn't you just ask? Why didn't you just ask? You could tell that he was like, we are adults here. We're all grown. You could have asked. I would have helped you. I would have been there to assist. But instead, you just want to try and sneak. You want to try and be sneaky, and that's not okay. It was a good scolding. Y'all know we get chastised. We get scolded. We get chastened. That lady was chastened. And I don't blame Yeshua for chastening that woman. But anyways, let me not get distracted. Same concept here. Where these individuals are praying that you open yourself up to them being shielded by your energy, which is your garment. It's your divine armory. It is what has been divinely placed within you and around you, your favor. And these individuals are hoping to avoid the judgment that they and the karma that they have racked up with what they have done. And this is why Spirit's saying, be quiet in court. Do not shield those that need to be chastened. Do not shield those that need to be addressed accordingly. Mind your business right now. Do your prayer candles, say your prayers, meditate, ground, and focus. Especially with what you're about to receive or the steps that are about to be ordered for you. But y'all know I like to make jokes. I know if I was Jesus, I would have been like, if I was Yeshua, I would have been like, what? Explain to me why you thought it would be okay to touch my garment. Explain it. You didn't even ask. Like, we gotta crack jokes, okay? I gotta lighten the mood. I gotta bring that energy. Anyways, inner knowing. Inner knowing about cultivation. This is inner knowing about what you have manifested, what your rap sheet is, and inner knowing about what others' rap sheet is. What others have cultivated in their reality, and now everybody is about to know it too. Again, this is a worldwide sweep of judgment and a worldwide sweep of justice, especially with this Libran full empowerment, this Libran full moon. Individuals are being cleared out of your reality, being cleared out of, it's like this, thank you. They said like, I was about to say like sweeping, and they said exactly, a sweep of judgment. With empowerment here, standing in your power as revelation is playing out. This is a sweep, a clearing, a purification. So there is a sweep happening. Acceptance. And everybody just got to accept what occurs during this sweep. Maintain your positive outlook though, because again, judgment, Friday is Passover. It is also this Libran full moon. Judgment is passing over your threshold. For you are the blood of the Lamb, while justice is coming into play for you. I love that. That's beautiful. Hey, I'll take it. I claim it. That's what's up. Thank you, Enki. Thank you, Enki, for subscribing and supporting your girl. Oh, revelation again. Revelation again. This was all a part of the prophecy. And you were a massive portion for prophecy coming into play. It was your spiritual quest. It was your mission. It's like what they're showing me Is there are certain points in your journey where it's like you're running and you like press a certain button and something activates and you go, all right, that generator's on. And they're like, okay, gotta run to the next space, touch that button, the generator's on. All of this was a part of the portions in prophecy that needed to be activated or what needed to be experienced in that moment for this prophecy to play out. And you've been the button pusher. You've been the activator. You've been the igniter. They said the illuminated, the illuminary, the illuminated, the enlightened. So it's like all of this was a part of the prophet. Everything that you've gone through and what you've been guided to do was the activation of prophecy. The activation of the revelation. Oh, I love that. The activation of the revelation. And now it has come to pass. There is no stopping this prophecy because you've done what you've needed to do. You've done everything that you needed to do along this pathway to activate prophecy. To activate this prophecy. And now it is inevitable. Splendor. There's no stopping what's happening because of what you have done along your path, along your journey. Empowerment. Power. Ooh, I'm gonna leave it right here, y'all, with reflection. As within, so without. The world will bend the knee. This is everyone seeing you as a representation, a representative of divinity. Your power is undeniable. And it took you getting to this point. It's like the final activation of this prophecy. That you beating some type of death date, you beating some type of attempt to misdirect you, mislead you, or destroy you was futile because of the alignment you're in and the balance you've maintained. There's like a date that has passed that something was meant to occur to where if it did, this prophecy would not be fulfilled. But you beat this death date. You beat this attempt to stop prophecy. And you activated it. For those of you that's meant for, you will understand. Because what they're showing me, it's so interesting. It's literally like there were so many obstacles thrown in your way, so many attempts, like so many, if you've ever played a video game, like there's a bunch of like Goliaths, there's a bunch of bosses that try and get in your way at every level, especially when you're about to reach something massive. And it's like all of these bosses, all of these strongmen were put in your way and you beat them, you like juked them, you were able to move beyond what they were attempting to, kind of like Temple Run. You were able to move beyond what they were attempting to place in your path, elevate beyond it, learn from it, and you hit a button of prophecy. Like that's the best way to explain it, is you reached something and you activated something, or you activated in a certain place or at a certain point in your life to where the pathway to prophecy was permanently open. You beat an attempt to control destiny. And now what is happening is inevitable because you followed orders. This was all about being obedient, trusting your guides, trusting the Most High, and not getting distracted. Not getting bound, not getting enticed. So whatever this is that you've been guided to do, you've done it well. And you beat the strong man. You're beating the strong man. I just heard the marathon continues. Hey! So it's like the best way to explain this is you beat the game, but a whole new one is about to begin. You beat the game, but a whole new one is about to begin. It's like, oh, that game ended, but this game is just starting. And that's nothing to be concerned about. This new game is all about the coding that has been installed that we have personally done as the recoders of this realm. And what comes with that new game, what position you're in that new game. But you designed it. You and the Most High co-created and designed this new game, this new world. So it comes with new characters, a new plot, new experiences. Where the old one has been closed out. The old one was where these individuals were controlling it. The old one was where these individuals were in a position of power. Not this new one. I like that. You are now in control because you're in control of you freed your mind and you're in control of your mind and your emotions. and the divine is able to easily guide you. You're overcoming everything directed towards you effortlessly. But it's all being used for this new game, for the coding of this new game. It's a whole new world. Ooh! I can't. A whole new world. A dazzling place you've never seen. Yeah, that's what I definitely just got channeled. So strap in, princess. Sorry. Or prince. It's definitely going to be a very interesting, exciting new journey. So let's get it, let's go. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. If that was your favorite Disney movie or that resonates with you, it's definitely a whole new world, but one that benefits you as well as so many others. You're using the power given to you and the prosperity integrated into your reality and into this game for you to really shift dynamics for others that felt like they were continuously going to be experiencing the previous version of this world. And now there are massive changes that are happening to where individuals that never thought they would experience poverty, bankruptcy, suffering, loneliness, solitude, isolation, judgment are. Well, those that felt like they were never going to experience abundance, generational wealth, unconditional love, they wanted it, but they didn't know how it was going to be possible, are. This is how the tables have turned, how the scales have balanced, and how things are coming into play. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to leave it right there. The last message, they said, believe that it is already yours because it is. You've earned it. It's the last thing the divine wanted to say. Believe that it is yours because it is. You've earned it. I'm going to leave it right there, you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. I honor you. And remember, remain peaceful, unconditionally loving, stand united, and remain respectful, unless disrespected. Then check with the Most High and check your motherfucking self before you check a motherfucker with grace. And like Jase would say, XXX Tentacion, ay. If anybody tells you to lay down, run them the fuck over. But not your car, vroom vroom, with your energy. Because we have nothing to prove. Our energy obviously does it for us. And last but most definitely not least, drink your motherfucking water, which I actually need to go get right now, because I ran out earlier. So drink your motherfucking water. Remain grounded, stay balanced, and remember who the fuck you are. A divine, celestial, ethereal, let me not put any titles on it, a divine, chosen, God-ordained recoder of this realm. You wouldn't have the type of opposition you have, and you wouldn't have this many individuals wanting your destiny if you weren't powerful and important, and you are. Remember that. You change everything with a thought. That's the ability and the gifts that have been given to you. So use it wisely. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I honor you. And I am so thankful for you making this galactic golden ohana what it is and being a part of it. This family would not be possible without you. And neither would the changes in the world. You are the change the world wished for. I love you guys. And until next time, bye. And leave a motherfucking legacy.